Adam Sarhan is the founder and CEO of 50 Park Investments. I asked him about the impact of a stronger rental market.
If you look at the basic economics 101, the basic fundamentals of any market, price is a function of supply and demand. So the more people that buy, greater demand is, all things being equal with supply, prices on average go up. Now, when you take some of that demand out of the equation, which is exactly what's happening with the rentals, and you move that demand into renting instead of buying, that offsets a lot of that demand, that upward demand pressure, and that stops prices from getting too hot or too high too fast.
Young people everywhere just starting out in their career have to figure out how to live in a major city while at the same time trying to find affordable housing. What impact does higher housing prices have on someone's disposable income?
So it gets to a certain point. That's a very good point, Elaine. You get to a point where it gets too much. In other words, even not just people that are just starting out in life, the average income, when you look at everything, you take all of the consumer prices into effect and you look at the buying power, how much money is needed to actually buy a house. And you get to a certain point after several years of prices going up, which is exactly what's happening, not just in China, by the way, in most parts of the developed world as well, you get to a point where buyers, especially first-time buyers, can't physically afford to buy. And when you take that segment out of the population, or out of the marketplace that just can't buy, that's not only not good for housing markets, but that's not good for the overall economy. Because what happens is those become transient people, or they're younger, like the millennials, and they just live with their parents longer. So the idea that you have a healthy group of 20-somethings and 30-somethings that are able to afford a home and buy and move out is very, very important to the overall economy, because that creates a lot more demand for the overall economy and a lot more buying. So it's not just the housing market that's impacted, it's other markets as well.
So right now, where are or what are the best places to live in China when it comes to a mix of a good job market with affordable housing and a lower cost of living?
You know, I always like to reverse engineer it and look at the first most important factor of any decision when you move is where you can derive your income from. If you're a local citizen and you say, okay, here are my skill set, here's my expertise, if you're a factory, you're going to go to the south and go to Guangzhou, somewhere in that area. If you're more of the intellectual side and you want to move into the northeast, you can go to Shanghai, you can go to Beijing. For me, having been to all those places, I think Shanghai is one of the best, most lucrative places to be if you're not in politics. If you're in politics, obviously Beijing is the answer. So it depends on what your skill set is, where you intend to derive your income from, and most importantly, your overall trajectory going forward. Where can you add the most value? Where is the best place for you to live?
So Adam, why is it so hard to cool off a red-hot housing market, not just in China, but in general?
Sure. So there's several factors. Whenever a market gets overheated, the most important primary factor that exists in every single bull and bear market or big bubble and then subsequent bust in history is human psychology. Human psychology never changes. Fear and greed are the primary two factors. So you have the marketplace moves in early, they buy. Once prices up, that becomes a good advertisement for other buyers. Then, and that sends prices higher. And then all of a sudden you have the normal buying which just exists, and then you have the people, the Johnny-come-latelys, that I'm late to the party, but I want to buy anyway. And they buy, and that they can, the game of musical chairs. The music continues for a little bit longer, but eventually, if you're the last person buying, you're the last person standing, the music ends and you're stuck standing up. So it's really important to understand where you are in the cycle, understand that all markets, no matter what it is, have normal ups and downs, and ask yourself, am I early or am I late to this party?
Adam Sarhan, thank you for your insight. We appreciate you joining us. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.